Hey, who had this on their weird bingo card? Constantine 2 is still in development, starring Keanu Reeves. Everybody seems to want it to happen, including WB and DC Studios, and they're pushing for a hard R rating. There's all sorts of stuff that's in development over at WB under the DC brand that we're still not fully aware of in terms of how far along in development it is and what the current status is. We know that they announced about half the projects that they intend to use in Chapter 1. But what happens beyond that? We heard that they wanted to use John Constantine, and that's why the film was canceled. Well, the film is not canceled, or Constantine 2. So, from what we got from the director recently, who talked to Variety, and Variety having even more sources on top of this with follow up articles, Constantine 2 was held up by the writer's strike. But once the writer's strike was over, they were able to jump back to it and start working on the script and working over what stuff from Vertigo and DC Comics they have control of. And he reveals that Keanu and Akiva Goldsman, who of course has a long history with DC Comics and DC Comics projects coming to live action, have been meeting and were hashing out some of the story elements and details and what they want this to be, how they want it to be a true hard R rating, and that this film is something that they're looking to make as soon as everything lines up, and they're hoping it's sooner rather than later. Honestly, I don't know how to feel about this one. If they can make this fit in the new DCU, I would be more excited because you should not embargo, like, all these characters to separate universes, especially with a character like Swamp Thing already getting a project under the DCU. I want to see him and Constantine cross over, not be separated from each other. That's literally going back to the old DC way. Making this standalone could maybe work if they get it right, sort of like what they're doing with the Joker and Batman, but I feel like that's a lost cause. This character did not work the first time on film, didn't work on the TV series. I mean, I think this character is gonna be better suited for a super low budget hard R approach, and or put them in the DCU with that approach, but something that's going to be picking up the pieces off a failed film from the early 2000s and spending another 150 to 200 million on it. Oof. Man, talk about a risky project. And I know what you're going to say, but Keanu Reeves, he'll deliver the goods in the box office. Everybody said that about the last Mission Impossible and Tom Cruise.